Zero Mile is a Terminus Media production. If you would like to know more about Terminus Media, please head on over to terminusmedia.com. Now, on with your show.
Hi, welcome to Zero Mile, your final stop in Atlanta's geek culture. I'm your host, Medusa, apparently.
And I guess we're her co-hosts, Blackagar Boltagon.
And I'm Karnak.
And as you can tell, we have gone completely off the rails, and we are here to talk to you about FX's Legion.
Legion, with
Legion.
those X-Men, that blasted X-person, that mutant.
But is Legion really... I feel like Legion helps us, because he kind of just causes chaos.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
As if the Terrigen Mist wasn't doing that already.
That's very true.
Of course.
Anyway, let's go ahead and get started.
Okay, so personal opinions. I really liked the set pieces that happened, like the special effects, the mindscapes, all the weirdness with the actress Aubrey Plaza, but yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty great. Really great. I like it. I should stop talking. This is completely against my character. I should be in the whole show like this.
All right, cool. I really, really enjoyed it. Aubrey Plaza is God, essentially, because that was an amazing... I feel like that's her best performance in anything yet, and she truly terrified me, and I want her to be a villain in everything now. And then, of course, everything is super psychedelic and trippy, so if you're not used to that and you're used to more conventional, traditional stuff, it might be really shocking and jarring. I was gung-ho, excited for it, and I love the fact that you really can't tell what is fact or fiction because it's all kind of multi-layers in his mind.
Yeah, I loved the show. Like, best non-animated, like, depiction of the X-Men in TV that we've had in, like, ever.
Yeah.
I was so glad I was right. Like, after the first episode, I was like, probably 90% of this takes place all in his head. And then we finally, towards the end, spoilers here for everybody. Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. If you haven't watched it, go to Hulu right now, watch it, then come back.
Yeah. So, yeah, they flat out admit, like, the entire mental asylum stuff is all taking place in David's head. So I was like, all right, by extension,
knew that from jump.
Any of the characters that show up, any other scene outside the hospital, probably still in his mindscape.
And see, that's kind of the beauty of it too, because with season 2, all of season 1 could just be completely mind wiped, and could just be all in his brain and not any bit of it true. And he could, they could twist and turn it and change it as they see fit, and it works perfect in his mind because of how
the mind
he works. Yeah.
pretty much.
I also really want a musical number from Jermaine Clement in season 2.
Yes.
Just some kind of weird Flight of the Conchords-esque
More
thing.
flat. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm gonna miss Aubrey Plaza. That I agree, it was probably like one of the best performances I've seen out of her in anything she's done. Especially considering that they originally had the part written for like a middle-aged man, and then they wound up like just randomly like, we'll let Aubrey Plaza do it and just not change anything about the character.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that plays well, because in that way it's not a conventional
I mean, the Shadow
casting,
King's
I guess.
not really a
so-
conventional villain either,
No.
given his methodology. But
Exactly.
I just have one gripe, is I don't like how Amal Farouk is completely CGI. They could have got a...
No, there was some practical effects behind
Yeah.
it too. There was a
What-
dude in a suit.
It didn't need to be a suit at all. It could have been a heavy-set, guy.
The idea from what I read with interviews with like some of the showrunners was that they wanted to give the impression that he was like an overfed tick, and that's the aesthetic they went for, that really just beyond engorged level of bloat that they gave, because they were like, he is a parasite.
They
I guess.
want him to look gross and disgusting.
I'm going to interject here. Hello, everyone. This is the Conductor speaking. That little comment about Farouk and the AKA the Shadow King should be noted is, yes, they were practical effects, like you said, but also the idea that it also misled the audience to say, is Audrey Plaza's character, Lenny, real, or is it basically a tag team duo between Lenny and Farouk? You don't know who's who, not till the towards the end that you realize they're both the same entity. And that's generally how that all goes.
It is. Yeah.
It's back to my whole like anybody he met in the asylum is either one of his other personalities or one of the personalities he accidentally absorbed from someone.
Exactly, and we don't know. I did like how, too, just kind of in the talks with Legion.
Sorry, I was trying to figure out where that voice was coming from.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sounded suspiciously like Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AKA the Conductor, AKA Amal Farouk.
But
this all takes place in a snow globe.
it's we're in a snow globe inside an autistic child's playroom.
Well, see, that just means Richard Belzer ties us into like every other TV show ever, which I'm okay with. Anyway,
but who shot JR?
Legion shot JR. Anyway, yeah, no. As far as like set pieces and stuff went, I love the costuming in that show. Like, I want that track jacket and that T-shirt.
I feel like they're gonna like the Fox shop is amazing, and I should have wore my X-Files Field Agent hat today that I bought at 90% off because that was just ridiculous Fox shop. But they have to put that on there at some point.
Yeah, I mean,
they have to put the tracksuit on there. I know I went off on a tangent, but it was to bring that back that they have to make that and put that on there.
Yeah, I've seen the T-shirt for sale, but the actual shirt he wears in the show is like long sleeve.
Yeah.
So I might just have to like buy a long sleeve shirt of the right color and the T-shirt, and just have somebody Frankenstein it together for me.
As someone who does cosplay, we'll find the tracksuit.
Right.
Tracksuit suit.
We can do a tracksuit shoot.
Ah. There you go.
Say that 3 times fast.
But what I was going to say, though, is that they... Yes. Thank you.
You said to say
You did it.
Okay.
You did do it.
I stand
This
corrected.
is all in someone's mindscape.
Congratulations. That's an Evangelion reference.
Why don't you get in Pilot the Robot?
Anyway, what if they're trying to state and then we've gone so everywhere else? But... they were talking about the continuity of Legion within the Fox X-Men universe, and they want, essentially, what Hallie wanted was this show to do so well and be so well put together and, amazing.
They did a good job of it, I feel.
I do too, that basically, essentially, Fox would have to call up, like TV Fox would have to call up Movie Fox and be like, Movie Fox should call TV Fox and go, we have to have Legion in the movie. We have to make this seamless and we have to bring this in. Mostly because you really can't continue Legion without mentioning Charles Xavier. You can, but it's going to kind of at some point stall because that is a major part of his...
Yeah, because
in my mind, the only Fox X-Men continuity that exists is Legion and Logan. Nothing came before.
I mean, I'm fine with Patrick Stewart coming back and being, just showing up there.
Unfamiliar with the comic, Legion's dad is Professor Xavier.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
Sorts them to the point, and then after the death of Charles Xavier in Avengers vs. X-Men, Legion decides to give like an actual honest try at being a superhero. It was a really good Cy Spurrier series. X-Men Legacy ran for like 24-ish issues or so. Mm-hmm. And it's Legion trying to get a hold of his disparate personalities. Like, he has this internal mindscape of a mental ward, and he is like the warden of it, and he'll go and he'll pluck whichever ones he needs, like access to their powers. And he has a little like, kind of like Ben 10 with his little selector watch. He like literally has a little dial watch where he's like, I need this superpower. Go. And then he gets it, turns it off. It helped keep him sane, and it basically let Marvel have a lot of fun because he has an almost infinite number of superpowers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be something interesting I would like to see them do in season 2 is a little more powers, because they had his they had sort of his core powers from his original introduction in New Mutants 25 of like pyrokinesis, telekinesis, and like the personality absorbing and some telepathy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just going to be really interesting to see in the second season how far they're willing to go.
How did you feel about the ending?
I mean, it sets you up for the second season. So
yeah,
essentially, we kind of know where it's going to go, but at the same time, it it could just be a giant. That's why I was saying, like, it could just totally wipe everything out, and this has all been in his brain, and the Shadow King's still there. So
I feel as though it seems kind of a bit tacked on to me, as the Lenny and can't remember his name driving off into the sunset together. Yeah, that to me doesn't seem particularly right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he got the guy out of the astral plane, and then Shadow King had to jump to a new host. Like he originally jumped into Sid.
Sid, and then
he jumped into Sid, but Sid's not real. Like Sid is another one of David's constructs in his own mind. So much like him latching on as that Lenny construct, it's like David's resolving his own mental issues, couldn't keep a grasp on Sid, and was like, okay, there's somebody in here not originally from David's mind.
And went into Oliver.
Yeah.
And so it's setting you up for Oliver, but at the same time, even though like it's saying, hey, he's not a part of the mind, what if this is still all in his mind, and it's just a deeper level of consciousness that they've decided to bury themselves into?
It's someone's mind in someone's mind.
Yeah.
Mindception.
I just really want to see like evil Jermaine Clement.
That's gonna be amazing. And also, I don't know if I'll take it seriously.
Well,
but at the same time, if somebody had told me Aubrey Plaza was gonna be evil, I wouldn't have been as terrified as I was when I watched it.
Well, there was an evil Jermaine Clement's role before. It was Men in Black 3, which wasn't a good movie.
Probably why I don't remember it.
It wasn't that bad, but he was kind of bad in that movie.
Yeah.
As a bad guy. I don't want my Jermaine Clemens bad. I want him happy and singing songs. In fake French. And about too many dudes on the dance floor.
Exactly.
I censored it.
Business sucks.
Sugar lumps. Sugar lumps.
I'm going to interject here again. Hello, folks. Disembodied voice Conductor here. Another thing you can think about, and I want to pose to our little panel over here, is what are some of the other themes that are inside Legion? Because you have a whole host of characters beyond David, beyond Sid, beyond Farouk. There are a lot of characters doing a lot of different issues. We've already mentioned Oliver and his issues with being away in the astral plane, as well as some of these other characters. Especially, one thing I can get this topic sort of rolling is think about the scientist who has the very unique ability of projecting a whole other person outside of himself.
I don't know if that's an actual separate character or if that's one of David's projections.
Yeah, that's kind of the whole point.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like we don't know, and it's pretty great because like for a long time now, TV's tried to do this unreliable narrative. So that way they always have an openness to twist and turn things as they need it. And this just completely flips everything on its back. It's like, hey, you want unreliable?
Here's Legion.
Here's Legion.
Well, I mean, that's one of his powers. They had that sort of thing when he and Sid accidentally touched and they swapped bodies.
Yeah, exactly.
So who's to say that, like, that's not the external manifestation of that power in him? Like, Sid is the manifestation of his pyrokinetics. There was the unnamed, but in the comics, I think it was Jack, telekinetic adventurer guy that they had in a couple of background scenes, like flinging people here and there. So yeah, that could just be his person absorbing powers, separate personality.
Maybe, or
it would be. It's very. Either way, it's a really interesting power and like character out of just like we need someone. Hold on.
Yeah.
Go
no,
forth.
and I mean that's kind of the beauty of this is just the fact that they can bring in anybody they want to, and it could be just a part of his mind. It could be a real person. We don't know. And it gives them a chance to, too, if, let's say, if somebody shows up and then they can't be there when they need them to come back, it could just be a different actor.
Yeah.
And how, like, there's no way you could really, as an audience, be mad because that's his mind.
I mean, soap operas used to do it all the time.
Exactly. But this is like soap opera on acid in someone's head.
Yeah. Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah, you might not turn out like an X-Men. Don't do it.
But as Doctor Strange taught us, if you text and drive, you can get superpowers.
Well,
No. No. There's a lot more to that.
He
No,
didn't
what
get
that
superpowers.
taught you is if you text while driving, you're going to be in a lot of pain and you're going to make Rachel McAdams very sad. So don't text and drive, kids.
Yeah. That's Ryan Gosling's job, so.
It is. To text and drive.
No,
Only
to make,
God
to make
forgives.
Rachel McAdams sad.
Oh, okay.
Anywho.
But
So, any final thoughts?
I guess my final thoughts are I am excited for the second season, and I hope maybe they'll do a montage towards X-Men Evolution, which was the character's first time on TV.
I'm going to want a montage of X-Men Pride of the X-Men, the first X-Men animated pilot from the 80s with Australian Wolverine.
Yes.
Wait, in his mind for season 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just,
Yeah.
Which,
In
weird
in
coincidence
German,
enough,
right?
Hugh Jackman, who was Australian, became Wolverine.
It's true.
Mind
And I guess final thoughts for me is I really like the show. It's pretty decent. Didn't too much care for the ending, but everything else as far as the show goes, pretty great.
All right. Well, where can we catch you guys?
blown. Catch me at Mutant Biscuit on Twitter.
And you can catch me at Zonga Audio.
I just realized that you guys actually did y'all's correct things this time.
Yeah.
Yay.
Or also, you can always find me at Black Gar Boltagon. I am in Marvel Comics.
And you can catch me on Instagram at KMcDaniel28 and on Twitter at GirlFridayCause. If you have any suggestions for content for Off the Rails, feel free to send us an email at 0mile@terminusmedia.com. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you guys later. Bye, guys.
Bye.
No!
See ya, folks. You can also find the disembodied conductor here at BioImportance. Have a good week.
It was Matt.